Hi everyone, I'm George Mayer at the 1916 Company. I'm here with the one and only Kevin O'Leary. Kevin is a big Journe guy. I'm a big Journe guy. The 1916 Company is known to be the primary global exchange for FP Journe. So we figured we would talk about 6 awesome pieces that we have here, briefly discuss, the Journe culture, which Kevin is very much a part of, and their current business. So we're going to start with my single favorite watch in the world, my ultimate grail. If I could have one watch, it would be this very piece, the Jade Tourbillon.
That's $1.5 million right there.
That's right. It sold at auction for $1.25 million on multiple times. Haven't seen one in many years. There's really nothing like it. I mean, the jade stone means a lot to a lot of people. It's very important in Asian cultures, and I just think that it's the most well laid out dial, especially with that stone as the centerpiece.
I asked him why he stopped making stone pieces, and the frustration of working with that element in a dial is so difficult. It's so hard to. He made the ruby. He did. There's these pieces. First of all, I'm honored to be here because some of these I have never seen. I've only rumored that they exist.
Right.
And here they are. For Journe people, we all know that you have an unbelievable vault of pieces. I've never seen 6 like this. So we've got a few $1 million sitting here.
We most certainly do.
But it's more than money with Journe. This is art. This is pure art. This is so hard to make. These dials are so stunning. They're so remarkable. And each one is, in my mind, is like collecting modern art or contemporary art.
I've always said I think Journe is the ultimate package of beauty, technology, craftsmanship, and wearability. And it's important to have that last one. A lot of brands make some really nice clocks, but it's hard to put them on your wrist, and they don't sit well. And Journe watches wear remarkarly well.
Let's move down the aisle here.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
here.
so this is the one that you were most fascinated with when we had a lot out earlier. I was showing you how it works. This is the first Vagabondage, the Vagabondage 1.
I've been thinking about a Vagabond now for about 2 years.
Yeah.
But they are rare.
Super rare. They only made 68 in rose gold and 69 in platinum. The Vagabondage 1, it's very cool. It's like a wandering hours. When you get to 60 minutes, the block around the hour goes to the next hour.
It's got elements of the elegant in it.
Yes, similar to shape.
But it has a much different dial. This dial's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
This is the thing about Journe. He came on the scene with these crazy, crazy dials, and people said, this is nuts.
Yeah, he wasn't, his watches certainly weren't in demand out of the gate. They weren't even highly in demand until post-COVID maybe. You came into the game and you were able to buy 4 watches in one clip, now you can't even buy 4 watches in a year.
The actual story of the Journe, I was here in New York and a very big Journe collector called me and said, hey, Journe has a dinner tonight with the Journe Society. And he said, who's Journe? He said, Journe himself is flying over from Geneva to be there. Why don't I get you invited and go to the boutique and they'll open the door for you. I'm going to tell them you're coming. This is a very close friend. He's actually one of the members of the ruling family of the UAE. One of the best watch collectors I've ever met in terms of collection. And I went there and Journe welcomed me in and Pierre was there, runs the Americas. And he said, Kevin, you're going to have to wear a Journe to the dinner. So take mine and just wear it. And I was looking at it on my wrist saying, wow, this is nice. This is really nice. And they were announcing the 10 New York centigraphs that night. And so I met all these crazy people at the Journe dinner and I fell in love with it. And then I said to him, listen, that 10th anniversary boutique centigraph has red. I'm the red guy. He said, Kevin, there's no way you're getting one of these watches. I said, why not? He said, you got to own at least 3, maybe 4 to even be invited into the Journe Society. I said, I'm buying 4 right now. and that, I think it's Journe legend now.
Right.
And I'm so glad I did.
I've heard that story from many people.
This piece, George, what's the market price on this?
It's probably around 300,000.
Yeah. I mean, that,
So,
you have
and it probably retailed for back when for a tenth of that, to give you an idea.
So you're making a good point about this. You know, I don't tell people buy watches as investments. Buy watches because you love watches, but never borrow money to buy a watch. But if you're going to put money into collecting any one brand, there is no brand like FP Journe. FP Journe has taken, it's mixed culture, legend, legacy, dial making, art, mystery, into something that has become so collectible.
Right.
That there's a whole universe of people around the world that when they see a Journe on your wrist, you're in that group of, there's only been maybe 15 to 17,000 made over 24 years.
Right.
And Journe himself refuses. You know, I said to him, you got to make more elegance. He went, no.
I like that. I like that he's never chased the money. It hasn't been about that for him.
He doesn't care about money.
No, he really doesn't.
He just sets a price he thinks is fair, and it's your job to decide yes or no. And then the minute you walk out the door, it's worth 3 times more. And there are people who have flipped them, and then they never get another one.
That is true. Many people have been blacklisted, as they like to say.
But this actually, if you were thinking about investing in a piece long term, I don't know how you can go wrong with a Journe.
Yeah, no,
even if
true.
you paid $1,250,000 or $3 million, this piece is going to go. So my guess would be around 1.3 to 1.5, depending on the market heat that day. I mean, a Jade is insane. Tourbillon.
Right. But yeah, I would agree that I mean it's not being made anymore, and with time it probably will go up.
I think this is the only platinum Jade I've ever held.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. I would do things that we can't say on camera right now for that watch.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's for Journe collectors, this is a very, very, very special piece.
Yes, that's one of the more iconic ones for sure.
I'm sure you get requested to display this all the time.
Oh yeah, big time.
That's just
hard to find one of these, that's for sure.
That's fantastic.
So I was showing you this one earlier as well. This is what I would like to call arguably the best basic perpetual calendar. So why is that?
Well, first of all, the clover is unique, right? I mean,
they're not doing
the clover anymore.
No more clover, which I think is very, very Journe.
Either you love it or you don't.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the clover. So interestingly, I have a perpetual on my wrist now. You know, the Tokyo series.
I think it has your wedding date engraved on it somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
That means you have to stay married forever, or she gets the watch.
That's right. You hear that, Sarah? This one, you can set the watch by using this lever here. You can cycle through the months, so it can be set entirely by hand. It's funny, when you look at it, you think it's an annual calendar because you can't see the leap year indicator, but they show every February, it shows what year in the leap year cycle it is. So it's almost like a hidden perpetual.
It's one of the classics. I mean, there's certain pieces and calibers that are, if you're collecting and you've gone past 3 or 4 Journes, that's a must-have.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, there are certain, it's funny, you know, you get into the rhythm of Journe and you start to realize, I need that dial and I need this dial, and I feel my collection is missing.
That's where it's a rabbit hole, a never-ending rabbit hole, because you could collect just this particular TN, as they call it, the Tourbillon Nouveau. Like you said, you could have the...
It's not really Nouveau anymore.
I know, that's true. That's true. You're the one you have, the vertical Tourbillon.
Exactly.
But you could have...
which I happen...
You could have the Ruby dial, the Jade dial, a Lapis dial, a hand-engraved Regency dial, a hand-engraved Labyrinth. You could have a collection just of one model. And it's just such a small
who have attempted to do that. Not easy. Because they have to go vintage. They have to go vintage for almost all of those pieces now. Every single one is a secondary purchase, and you want to know where it came from and the history and all the rest.
And they're super expensive on top.
You know, I had a Ruby. I was at the dial factory.
You need that, by the way, Mr. Red.
I know. I can't believe what I did. It came in from Vancouver. Apparently, the collector decided not to buy it last minute. It came back, and Pierre came down the stairs and said, Kevin, you can buy this right now, $220,000.
You had an opportunity to buy it?
$220,000. And I said, I don't know. It's been used. Someone's owned it already. It's not my vibe. Every day I weep like a child when I think about that. That's $1.5 million watch.
I didn't know you. Yeah, it is.
I can't believe it.
One is coming up for auction soon.
It's probably the one I could have bought for $220,000.
It's going to go for a lot more than $220,000. Yeah, I'll take the over on $1.5 million. Take the over.
Yeah. You know, everybody has a story like that. I feel sick about that. I'm blaming you.
Yeah, I actually had an opportunity to buy one of these way back when, and it was just beyond my means at that time.
But that's the reason you know Journe's a great buy. Anytime you don't buy it, you regret it. Yeah. Anytime you don't buy it years later, you regret it.
By the way, it's very, very true.
It is true, yeah.
So this is another Perpetual, which took FP a very long time to make. He didn't want to use pushers. And so the main reason why it took him so long to make this watch is he wanted it to be truly instantaneous and snap at midnight. Everything. Most Perpetuals are, it's very, very difficult to do.
In cycle.
Most are called drag Perpetuals. They change, some of the apertures or complications don't change until around 1220. So his issue was a basic physics issue. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and he wanted it to snap so hard at midnight that it would snap back. So it would go back to the previous day. He eventually figured it out with a expensive high-res camera, and it is a truly instantaneous Perpetual. So
and this is it's a gold piece.
Yeah, and gold movement. I mean, incredible
what do you think
watch.
That would go for?
You know what? It's actually one of the better values in the market today. I mean, that one you can buy in like the low hundreds, which, crazy. It's all relative. That's actually, one of the lesser expensive.
It's a very nice
Journes.
piece. You have to love the clover. Not everybody does. I like it. I like it because it's unique. It's another unique look as he's gone through his whole development of dials. I mean, the whole thing, the thing about Journe is the dial is the thing.
Yeah.
It's the deal.
They're amazing.
Beautiful piece. And now one of the great classics.
So another iconic piece that might be the most Journe of any of them.
Anytime you see that piece, it's Journe.
Yes.
It screams Journe.
Yeah, exactly. So this is one of the first 50 ever made.
It's vintage.
Yep. So this one was made in 2001, so one of the early production years of the model, pre-subscription Résonance. And the whole physical phenomenon where two pendulums of equal mass within a certain distance of one another, they correct and have, through rhythmic energy, start beating in complete harmony and resonate in perfect harmony. It's incredible.
Has an actual exposure in the center. Now explain why.
So that one is a double remontoire, and the difference between, it's so cool looking at the evolution of his model. So this was the first one, 38 millimeters in brass. Then he did the Résonance Nouveau, which again is not Nouveau. That was 40 millimeters gold movement. He then did the Résonance Trois, which I have. Wish I was wearing that right now.
That's 40,
that's the 40 millimeters parking meter. Then they did the RTA, which is the Résonance Trois Anniversary. So that one has a 24-hour subdial. And then there's the RQ. I believe you have or are getting a special RQ red dial. I can't wait to see that one.
And I thank you for your input on designing it.
Yes.
That's 212s.
We talked about
it's going to be interesting. And of course, red.
Yes.
It's going to be arriving in December. I'm very excited about it, and it's going to be on Shark Tank season 17.
Amazing.
Wardrobe loves it. This is an incredible piece.
You going red strap on that? You have to be going red strap, of course.
Is there any other?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming from the factory with the red. They
Amazing.
know. Those guys know. This is really spectacular. What do you think this goes for?
It's probably an $800,000 watch, give or take.
I think maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, with the way Journe prices are going, it could be.
Particularly these pieces this is real vintage.
Yes.
So there's an extra premium on real vintage Journe.
Yes.
I mean, this is where you're getting into art collecting.
Yes.
That dial is unique. And then this.
Then we go to the Chrono. So you were lucky enough to get an allocation of the FB, as they're calling it, the flyback, the last ever Journe limited edition.
I know. And you know what happened? I got the call, I got the contract, I got the paper, and of course I take any Journe I'm offered, and I took it. And then I started getting calls from people all over the world saying, you have to call for me, I'm not on the list.
Good luck.
And I said, guys, I mean, you can't ask me to do that for you. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
And
I know people who have 20 plus watches, went to Japan, went to the event, to the launch event, and didn't get an allocation.
Yeah, I know. I asked, what's the rhyme or reason to this? And they just don't want to talk about it.
Right.
And I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
And the pieces are in the hands of collectors, and it's That is a beautiful piece.
It's amazing.
It's
it's
I mean, my piece is insane.
Yeah, same color combo as my watch. You know, the last ever like Tokyo series, as they call it.
Around
yeah, I know. Very different.
But you know what happened when the first ones came out? Guys were saying it's not working.
Broken. Yeah.
It's broken.
It's not sweeping fast enough. So here's the first ever chrono he made, the Octa Chrono. We have two really cool ones, and again, it shows how there are many different
this is a
variations.
Rose gold
so this is rose gold brass movement on a bracelet. So I mean, this is like. This could be a one of one in the sense of I don't know if anybody else has a rose gold gray dial.
I also think he's cooling it on the bracelets now.
He is. Yeah. It's become a whole thing. It's very, very difficult. You can't buy a bracelet on a watch on its own. You have to buy a watch originally new and get the bracelet on it at delivery.
Even though I don't wear them because they're not red, all my pieces have bracelets.
That's very smart. Very, very smart to do it that way.
Because they're coming in the coffin with me to the afterlife. So that's.
So this particular piece, brass movement, rose gold, 38 millimeters. And then we have a super rare bird. This is a 40 millimeter gold movement Octa Chrono. I would love to know the production numbers on these. I would guess, honestly, less than 10 of this particular watch. This watch had mechanical issues when it first came out, I know, and it's one of the reasons why they made very few of them.
Yeah, they had lots of issues with it.
Yes.
But it's also become a very sought after
It's become
piece.
a highly collectible watch now.
Any error on the dial from the early days is coveted like crazy.
Yes.
Any mistake anywhere, any spelling error, those things are really unique.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you, George, I mean, if I had to choose, and you're just talking about collectability here, there is only one choice.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. This is it.
That is it.
Anybody that collects Journe, anybody that knows Journe would go immediately to this piece.
Yeah. So, I think the Résonance would give it some competition.
I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to rank, okay? So this is very difficult to do. I'm just
that would be the winner.
Yeah, that's definitely the winner. Yeah. A very easy number two.
Yes.
Because of the vintage nature.
Yep, agreed.
Is really, now it gets more difficult.
Yeah.
But because I'm a dial guy and I don't have a Vagabond, this is number 3.
That would be my number 3 as well.
It's really tough. But with Journe, it's always tough. But this is quite a classic piece.
That would have been my number 4.
Yeah. It's
We're in agreement on all these so far.
And then I got to go here.
That would have been mine.
Yeah. So
Bravo.
there you have it.
Bravo. Look at that.
That's actually the ranking.
Amazing.
And the great thing is I don't think there's another room on earth where you can show art like this.
No.
I don't think anywhere, I don't think any collector even, there'd be very few collectors could give you that.
Very few.
I call it a vertical.
Yeah.
I mean, we're everywhere on this thing. We're in different times, we're in different dials, different stages. This is still just even a small glimpse of all the Journe offerings that are out there. But if this were an auction, this would be a crazy auction.
Yeah, it would be a nice little auction in itself.
It would be a
that's
crazy,
for sure.
crazy auction because there's some really, really, really spectacular pieces here. That's the thing about auctions. Journe's always, when they put a Journe in an auction, it elevates the whole auction.
Yes, it definitely does. They're usually the featured pieces.
It's always on the cover
at the
of the
end
book,
that do the best. Yeah.
It's really,
so you're a business guy, right? And we've already talked briefly about how he's not going to increase production anymore, and it's become mainstream, which is crazy. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that Journe would become mainstream. In your crystal ball, as more people come in, we talked about he's not going to be around for forever. Like, how do you see this playing out? I mean, they have a huge culture. You have people like yourself who are diehards who are going to want their allocation every year, fighting with Pierre to get your piece or two, right?
Yeah.
And then what if 1,000 more people come in and want to buy a watch?
So people ask me all the time I do a lot of work in financial services and my main business is investing. Journe is unique in the sense that if you're buying watches for family generations, for investment, for assets, alternative assets within a portfolio of a family trust, for example, there is no brand like Journe. There is no brand like Journe. Journe is the top of the pecking order for a whole series of reasons that came together serendipitously. It's just the way it happened. You and Danny were smart enough or lucky enough a long time ago to start making your own decision about investing in these pieces, and you have become legendary for it. You've caused a lot of angst in the market. You have the largest vault of these pieces. as the
not nearly as big as it used to be
I know,
either.
but you had geometric growth in Journe mark-to-market pricing, and I can see a piece anywhere in the world and know exactly what that range is going to be based on my knowledge of how these trade. But you made the market for almost, you still make the market in some ways, but there was a 10-year period where Danny Gutberg made the market.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, there was no liquidity to the product. Yeah. No one would want to buy it.
But if you were trying to figure out what it was worth, you had to call you guys.
Right.
I mean, and the great thing, and I don't want to, your head's already big enough, George, but you were fair to everybody. You guys are known as straight shooters. You never overpriced anything, and the prices you sold them at 10 years ago ended up being fantastic investments.
True. I know a lot of people.
And it's really great when the collector makes money too.
That's the best.
You're not always trying to.
There's nothing better than calling back a client who you sold a watch to and saying, "Can I buy it back for double of what you paid?" And I've been able to do it a lot with this brand.
Well, it's hard to make a mistake with Journe. It's almost impossible. So I mean, people always ask me, what about? There's other great brands too, and there's other great watches, but in focusing on this brand, there's watches and there's timepieces and then there's FP Journe. It's just a whole different deal. And once you get this disease, I feel very sorry for you. It's a horrible, horrible disease and a very bad virus, incurable. And if you go down the real rabbit hole and you join the Journe Society, which is a bunch of very insane, diseased people, and the amount of time and energy they put into their lives of staying in touch with each other and diversifying their portfolios and getting their pieces and flying to different cities. I mean, I've been all over the world for events.
Right. Stuff. Yeah, it can put a big dent in your bankroll too. At this point.
I'm giving it to you. I've seen many collections, but I don't think I've ever done a vertical like this ever. There's just never been. So these came out of the vault. They're going back in, but
loved breaking them down with you. And I like that we were in agreement on the priority.
Yeah, it's amazing that happened, right?
There
you have it. Just you have to really get to know Journe to put them in a like this. But this piece is probably one of the most valuable watches on earth right now, just in terms of long-term collectability. And Jade is special.
Yeah, it is.
The Ruby's great too, but Jade is a different.
Okay, so Mr. Red, are you going Jade or are you going Ruby?
It's tough. I gotta go red.
Yeah, you gotta go red. You gotta stick to your identity.
I know. It's
right?
the karma.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the karma. Believe me, it's really crazy to walk down on the streets of New York or in any city and have a guy stop you and say, "Let's see the red band."
That's so cool.
How did that happen?
That's awesome.
It's amazing. And then when I talk to the manufacturers, red bands are up 20% in every brand. It's just.
That's great.
Because I think they work.
Yeah.
You could put a red band on any of these.
You won't miss them, that's for sure.
On this one, you really.
Yeah, you can put any color strap on most Journes.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you. That
was great. Really appreciated breaking it down with you.
Yeah, it's like getting nurtured. I feel like I've just breathed oxygen.
Thanks, Kevin.
Take care, everybody.